The World of Battleborn presents Book 3 of the Battleborn Origins Series, Out of Exile, by Marnie Sigrid.
Selara's POV. I sit beside the small garden nestled against the front of the cabin, my fingers combing through the new growth, pulling weeds. The sound of Liam and Daria playing in the small clearing brings a smile to my face. For 10 years, the boy had no one his age around him. When he was 2, after his parents were killed by order of the Alpha King Varric, I took the boy and left Valerith and the Silvercrest pack. I grew tired of the politics, the greed and cruelty. When I think of Varric's name, even now, a familiar weight settles in my chest, but I let it pass. That life is behind me. Pausing my work, I turned to watch the pups play a game of tag, again marvelling at Daria's size in her wolf form. Amazing. Her wolf shouldn't be that size. She's almost twice the size of Liam, a pup of 13. For an adult female wolf, Daria would be considered large, but for a child of 10? The moon goddess truly blessed her. I can only guess at what her plans for Daria entail. And that colour. I've only heard of wolves of pure white. Until now, I'd never seen one. Green eyes too. Rare. I chuckle as Liam nips at Daria's back leg, the signal that it's her turn to chase. She always holds back, never pushing herself to full speed when she plays with him. He might suspect it, but I don't think he knows. Daria turns, accepting the challenge, and takes off after Liam, who bolts at full speed. His golden eyes meet mine, and I call out, "Run, my boy!" I giggle as he stumbles and tumbles, rolling over. Daria slides to a stop before reaching him and waits patiently for Liam to regain his footing before resuming the chase. His brown and cream body darts past my position a second before Daria. They both disappear behind the cabin. I sit for a moment longer, letting the quiet settle back into the clearing. Liam's laughter rises again, lighter now, and Daria's playful growl follows close behind it. Then the forest shifts. It is small at first, almost nothing, the kind of change most would miss if they weren't paying attention. The birds go quiet. Not all at once. One after another, their voices simply stop. I rise to my knees, alert, eyes scanning across the field. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a blob of white. I turn my head to see Daria, her head down, eyes focused intensely as she stalks slowly around the side of the cabin. She senses it too. "Wait," I command in a low voice. She stops, her body poised and ready. Liam's golden eyes meet mine as his head peers around the corner of the cabin. "Wait," I say again, before returning my gaze to the dense forest across the clearing. I listen. The wind is there, moving through the trees, but it no longer carries the usual scattered rhythm of life. Even the insects seem to hesitate, their sound thinning into something uneven. A faint pressure settles along the back of my neck. Not fear, not yet. Awareness. I twist slightly, scanning the tree line again as I sniff the air. Nothing is visible, but there is a scent carried on the breeze. New and faint, but it is there. Now I stand. "Come," I call the pups to me, and Liam obeys without hesitation. A small whimper of fear escapes him. He crouches behind my legs, his eyes darting from the forest to Daria, then back to me. "Daria," my command is louder, firmer. "Come here." But she only takes a couple slow steps forward, her eyes still pinned on the tree line across the way. One spot. She's not scanning. She sees what I cannot. Her ears are perked and angled in the direction she looks. She hears something. My eyes follow her gaze, and then the sound reaches me, the crunch of many paws against dry leaves and twigs. Urgency sharpens my voice. "Daria, come here!" She doesn't break focus. Her ears angle forward, locked on the same point as she slowly moves closer to us. But she doesn't move behind me or even stop at my side. She steps in front of us, placing herself between us and whatever is coming. A low growl rumbles from Daria's chest. It's deeper, sharp, a warning. My muscles tense as instinct rises, the urge to shift clawing at the surface. Not yet. I hold it back, forcing myself to wait one heartbeat longer. To see. The tree line breaks. A large male bursts into the clearing, all momentum and desperation. His coat is dark, deep browns layered with shadow, black marking his paws and snout. Amber eyes flash as he runs, wide and focused. Not hunting, fleeing. Two more crash through the trees behind him almost immediately, both massive, closing the distance fast. One has a cold grey coat, the other brown with auburn threading through it. Their amber eyes burn with intent. Hunters. I snap. Inside! Liam's growl surprises me, low, defiant, but brief. He backs towards the cabin door, step by reluctant step, eyes locked on the clearing. The distance between the stranger and his pursuers closes. The fleeing wolf doesn't make it far before they're on him. The grey wolf lunges, teeth snapping toward his flank as the auburn one angles in from the side. The three collide in a violent tangle of fur and muscle, the sound of snapping jaws and tearing force cutting through the clearing. I shift my stance, ready now, if the fight comes closer. Daria inhales sharply, growls again, and then she moves. "Daria, stop!" I call out, but it's too late. She launches across the clearing in a blur of white, faster than thought, faster than breath. She hits the grey wolf hard enough to send him flying, his body slamming into the ground with a sickening thud. The first wolf doesn't hesitate. Freed for a single opening, he turns and drives into the auburn wolf, jaws locking. His force is decisive and brutal. Before I can make a decision to shift, the auburn wolf is dead.
Ragnar's POV. I rip out his throat without hesitation. Turning, I see Thorn's other man is squared off with the wolf that hit him hard enough to tear him off me. A large female, pure white. Using the opening she's created, I launch at the grey wolf. My jaws close around his throat before he can react. Bone, muscle, blood, gone in a single motion. Breathing hard, I turn to face the white wolf who now has all her attention on me. I take a small step back, doing my best to show I don't intend to attack. She growls. I cock my head, a quiet chuckle slipping through despite the situation. She's striking, and clearly not in the mood to tolerate me. I'm a stranger. Fair enough. I take another step back, not daring to take my eyes off her. She doesn't advance. She holds her ground, ready.
Who are you?
A voice cuts through the tension. My gaze flicks to the older woman approaching.
Shift now and tell us who you are.
She commands. I return my focus to the white wolf. The growling has stopped, but her eyes remain locked on me. Slowly, I adjust my stance, letting the tension ease out of my muscles. A moment passes, then the wolf mirrors my shift. Good. We're getting somewhere.
Wolf, this is our home. Shift and identify yourself if you mean no harm.
I consider it. The cabin across the small field confirms her statement. This is their home. This wolf did assist me. She seems to be wary but not interested in attacking, holding her ground without advancement. I don't like shifting when doing so puts me at a disadvantage, but I make my calculated decision. I shift. I mean you no harm, I declare, my voice steady. Turning my head slightly, I raise my hands, palms out, and say to the wolf, I'm not looking for a fight. I smile, turning on the charm. The name's Ragnar. Gesturing to the 2 dead wolves, I add, "They've been hunting me for weeks. I appreciate the assist."
I'm Selara. What do you mean they were hunting you? Why?
Her tone is commanding, but not accusatory, curious and cautious. Alpha Thorn's men. The white wolf growls hearing the name, and I take a half step back. "You know of him then?" "Well," I continue, "he wants me dead. Blunt, I know, but no use beating around the bush." The white wolf moves closer, not aggressively. She's investigating. My eyes lock on her as she circles, closing the distance with deliberate steps, her eyes never leaving mine. Selara probes.
Why does he want you dead? What did you do?
I let out a sharp chuckle, my eyes still on the wolf. She stops just short of me. I refuse to follow an order. Knowing that might sound bad, I quickly add, "It was a bad order. Cruel and unnecessary." I pause, my eyes flicking to the woman for a second before returning to the wolf. "He ordered me to kill some pups, and I refused to do it. He didn't take my refusal well." Selara gasps and the wolf growls. I hold my ground, forcing myself to stay still despite the instinct to react. The wolf's growling stops quickly and she moves closer. Close enough that I can see the detail in her coat. Pure white, untouched by any mark. She leans in and sniffs. I don't move, not even when her breath brushes against my skin. A moment passes. Then she pulls back, her gaze shifting from me to Selara. After a sigh, Selara responds.
Why are you here?
"I thought I could hide here in the north. I thought the land was unclaimed." My gaze moves between Selara and the wolf.
It is, for the most part. This is our home, and we will defend it. But...
Selara looks at the wolf. Their eyes lock, and Selara gives a single small nod. Returning her gaze to me, she explains,
That's Daria.
She nods toward the wolf, then tosses her head back, gesturing to the cabin behind her.
That's Liam.
I look past Selara at the young wolf, now sitting in front of the door at the cabin, raising my hand to wave. Nice to meet you. Selara nods.
Know this, Wolf. If you, at any moment, show ill will toward any member of my family, Daria will not be your only problem.
Understood, I say with a single nod. That's all it takes. Daria steps back and shifts. I can't believe my eyes. What am I looking at? What stands before me doesn't match up with logic. A little girl? Not a woman? A child? What the? My mind stalls.
Ragnar.
I can barely tear my eyes away from the child that stands where that white wolf used to be. Yeah? My voice comes lower than intended, controlled, but strained.
I was about to make lunch. There's enough if you would like to clean up and join us.
Clean up. I blink once. Not because I don't understand the words, but because I still can't grasp what I'm looking at. A large, adult wolf, now a child. I clear my throat. Yes, thank you. I pause. Where should I clean up? Selara gestures towards the trees.
There's a stream 5 minutes that way.
Daria stands beside Selara now, watching me without blinking. I watch as Selara turns and begins to walk away. The child doesn't move, remaining fixed. We look at each other for a breath before I slowly turn toward the tree line. My body turns, but my head does not. Her eyes stay on me, intense, not aggressive, curious. Finally, I look away. I begin to walk, hearing only the sound of my footsteps, not hers. She's still there, watching me. I can feel it. The child, not afraid of me, but not relaxed either. Watching, measuring, like she's decided I'm worth keeping in view. The white wolf is a child. The thought refuses to settle into anything that makes sense. I've seen men die. I've seen things that don't sit right, but not that. Not a wolf of that size transform into something so small and young. I walk faster. Finally, I hear her move, her footsteps soft in the grass. Not following me, moving away. Measured, unhurried. Soon, the sound of her footsteps fade, and I focus on the sound of running water. A stream 5 minutes this way. But my mind keeps returning to the same point, circling it as it refuses to lock into place. A child. I exhale slowly through my nose. Fawn's men, the chase, the kills, those parts make sense. A child, that doesn't. What I saw, that should not be possible. When I reach the stream, I begin to wash away the blood. I shiver when the cold water touches my skin, and wince when my hands move over the many cuts adorning my body. Looking them over, most aren't bad. They'll heal quickly enough. When my bleeding has stopped and my skin is clean, I turn back. Walking slowly, I do my best to wrap my head around it. The white wolf is a child.
Selara's POV. I turn and walk towards the cabin. Daria stays. I dismiss the urge to call her to me. She will come when she's convinced it's safe. I looked into Ragnar's eyes, and I recognize something in them. A good man. But I don't hold the trauma that she does. She'll see it too, eventually. And if I'm wrong, Daria will keep him at bay until I can shift. Against both of us, the man doesn't stand a chance. I look back briefly to see Ragnar walking in the direction of the stream and Daria following me. Liam whimpers the moment I reach the cabin, shifting and rushing into my arms.
I was so scared,
Liam admits. Then, stepping back, his eyes widen.
Did you see her, Selara? Did you see Daria take that big grey wolf down?
I nod and chuckle. I did.
I told you she was strong and fast. Just like last time, with that bad brown wolf at the cave.
He pauses as Daria reaches us.
Daria, it was like...
He pauses, searching for the right words.
Like a snake strike.
I smile, holding back a laugh. That's enough. Let's get ready for lunch. Go wash up, both of you.
Okay.
They agree in unison before piling through the door to the pot of warm water resting by the coals. I follow them inside and put the pot of stew into the hearth to heat, stirring occasionally. Liam, I say after he's cleaned himself up, go find my old cloak for Ragnar to borrow when he gets back.
Ragnar's POV. The cabin is bigger than expected. It feels lived in. I sit at the table, and the cloak Selara gave me sits awkwardly across my shoulders, too small. It pulls slightly when I move, but it does its job, covers what needs covering. Selara sets bowls filled with a thick stew down without ceremony. The scent of rabbit mixed with broth, vegetables and herbs fills the room. Next, she places a plate stacked with rolls in the center of the table that's just big enough for the four of us. The meal is simple. Daria sits across from me, her dark hair falling in waves just past her shoulders, her green eyes sharp and alert. Funny, in this light, she looks even younger. Images of the white wolf flash through my mind. Liam takes the seat beside her and begins talking immediately, as if silence has never been a rule in this house. Something about hunting, something about Daria being faster than last time. I'm not paying attention to his ramblings. I can't. I'm still trying to reconcile what I saw with what's in front of me. Selara sits, and I turn to her to ask, how old is she? The hum of Liam's talking goes silent.
I'm 10.
Daria answers for herself. My head snaps in her direction. 10, I repeat. That's early for a shift. Selara's voice breaks through my fog.
Yes, the moon goddess has blessed Daria. Now, Ragnar, enough about that. You can believe your own eyes. It's time to eat, not to question the will of the goddess.
I nod. Of course, I say. Giving my head a quick shake as if to loosen the thoughts in my mind, I smile. It smells delicious. Thanks for the food. It's been weeks since I've had a good meal.
You've been on the run for weeks, is that right?
Yes, I left the Bloodfang pack right after the last full moon. I take a roll, tearing it before dipping a piece into the stew, absorbing the juices before stuffing it into my mouth.
So, almost 4 weeks ago.
I look up, surprised the girl is talking to me. That she initiated it. I swallow, meeting her gaze. That's right, I admit. You're quite the warrior for someone so... I swallow, cautious about my next words. Young? Where did you learn to fight? Daria finishes chewing, swallowing before she answers.
I didn't. Not really. I've seen a lot of fights. I guess I'm just good at remembering.
She shrugs. My brows go up, surprised at the answer. No training. That's a shame. I look around the cabin, gesturing with my hand. Around here, that kind of training would be beneficial for protection. Selara interjects.
We don't often get visitors, much less anyone to worry about. Besides, Daria is an excellent hunter.
She smiles, her gaze flicking to Daria, then back to me.
Doesn't fighting and hunting require similar skills?
I chuckle. Only if you are fighting someone that doesn't fight back. Taking a deep breath, I steel my features, my gaze locked on Selara. You got 3 visitors today, all capable of fighting back, and 2 that were quite dangerous. Daria speaks again.
True. But they would not have been here except for you. Isn't that right?
With that, everyone stops eating, looking up, eyes wide. Slowly, heads turn, and all eyes are on me. My eyes shift from Selara to Daria. Nodding slowly, I answer. Yes, that's right. Daria lifts her chin, tilting her head slightly.
You're trained. An expert?
I nod. She blinks, watching me. You show real potential, I say after a moment. Natural awareness. Without training, you're already ahead of most 16-year-olds I've worked with.
Yeah, she is. She's killed before.
Liam blurts out, leaning forward.
Liam?
Solara's voice cuts clean through the room. Liam drops his gaze immediately.
It's okay. It's true. I have killed. And not only while hunting.
Silence settles over the table. Selara lifts her spoon, unbothered, taking a slow bite of stew. She studies me over the rim of the bowl.
Where will you go next, Ragnar?
I'm not sure. I left my pack. They want me dead. I don't have a pack to return to. Unclaimed land in the north is vast. I was planning to stay off the main routes. Hunt. Move quietly. I'll stay clear of your territory. Daria slurps the last of her stew and leans back.
If you joined our pack, would you train me to fight like a warrior?
All eyes turn to me. I consider it. I would, I say carefully. But joining a pack isn't something decided lightly. That's not a decision I can make alone, or one a 10-year-old makes. Selara nods once. Her gaze shifts briefly to Daria, then back to me.
True, I have final say here, but you have skills both of these pups would benefit from. If you're willing, I propose a trial period. You stay, hunt with us, teach them what you know, combat, awareness, survival. If it works, you get a roof, steady meals, and a place here. A pack to stand with. What do you say?
I hold Selara's gaze for a long moment. A trial period. A roof, food, work, structure. A pack. Yes, I answer. I glance once around the cabin. However, this place is too small. I nod towards Selara. With your permission, I will build an additional room. For privacy. For you and Daria. Selara lets out a sharp chuckle.
You want to remodel during a trial period? And what happens if you're asked to leave? If this doesn't work?
I shrug. Then I leave. My mouth curves slightly. And you're left with a larger cabin, and an extra room you didn't have before.
I shift my gaze toward Daria, then back to Selara. Privacy matters. In a couple of years, it will be necessary. Selara studies me for a long moment. The faintest trace of amusement still lingers at the edge of her expression. Finally, she exhales through her nose. Her eyes narrow slightly.
Fine, but you build where I allow it, not where you decide it belongs. And you do not interfere with the structure of this home without asking first. You have permission.
I nod once. Understood. Selara returns to her meal. Daria watches me for a moment longer before taking a roll. Liam is already talking again. I let the plans settle as I look around the cabin. There's room here. Room to improve systems. Space to reinforce structure. Stability, if handled correctly. A trial period. The food sits warm in my stomach. Simple and rich. That alone is worth something. And the children. Liam is loud, predictable, easy to read. Daria is not. She's quiet and observant. My eyes drift to her again without meaning to. There is a heaviness to her gaze, and she moves with purpose. A rare thing, dangerous and valuable. I take another bite of stew, slower now. I am no longer in exile. I have a mission, and, if my instincts are correct, Daria might become something bigger than wolves have ever known. A warrior chosen and blessed by the moon goddess herself. The White Wolf.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next story in the Battleborn Origins series.